Homework for Algebra 2. Find the inverse of each relation. So, can you graph the inverse? So what is the inverse of 1, 0? 0, 1. And what would the next one be? 1, 2. And then 2, 3. And then 3, 4. If you want to connect the dots, you may do so. That's the inverse. Next one. 2, -3. 2, -2. 2, -1. And 2, 0. And check this out. This is a great problem to see. Look at this. See these y values repeating? Is its inverse going to be a function? No, and it's not. Would this one be a function? Yes. Check it out. No y values are repeating. So this one is 1 to 1. This one is not 1 to 1. Okay, next one, number 13. You are to find the inverse of each function, yes, these are all functions on this page. So I need you to give me the rule. Then, I want you to tell me, is the inverse going to be a function? So what you need to do is look at your equation, and you can kind of tell. You can tell. This is a line. Our line's going to be inverse is going to be functions. This one's going to be a yes for sure. Now how do you find it? You would write x is equal to 2y minus 1 and solve for y. Add 1. And some people just do this. They put one big 2 underneath there. Or you can separate them. Now, so you have y equals, let's straighten it out. So if the inverse is going to be a function, what should you now do? F negative 1 of x equals 1/2 x plus 1/2. Get it? Number 15. What does this thing look like when you graph it?
Parabola.
It's an upside down parabola. Is this 1 to 1? No. We can still find the inverse of this relation. It's just not going to be a function. So how do you do that? You're going to write x equals 5 minus 2y squared. How do you solve for y now?
Subtract 5.
Subtract 5. What do you do with this negative? Actually, you have negative 2.
You divide it by negative.
You're going to divide everything by negative 2. So you have negative 1/2 x plus 5/2. And this is just an ugly problem. You're going to take the square root of both sides, and you end up with plus or minus negative 1/2 x plus 5/2 is equal to y. And it's not a function, so you can't write f negative 1 of x. Questions? Number 17. Bless you.
Thank you.
Is this inverse gonna be a function? Nope, it's a parabola. It's gonna look like that. It's not gonna pass the horizontal line test. So we go right into x equals 3y squared minus 5. Solve this for y, add 5. Divide everything by 3. So you have 1/3 x plus 5/3 equals y squared. Square root both sides. And what's your answer? It's not a function, but you can still do it. Y is equal to plus or minus 1/3 x plus 5/3. Okay. Skip 19, we're gonna save that for tomorrow.
Miss
Yes.
Nadia, is this the same as like? No, no, it's not really.
Plus or minus, yes. Wait, did you change the sign? Yeah, x plus, yes. Dwayne asked, can he write this answer as, it'd be x plus 5 over 3 square root, yes, this is the same answer. Okay? All right, let's go on. Now, what I want you to do for 21, read the question. It says graph each relation and its inverse. So there's a couple ways you could do this one. This is easy to, go the easiest route. How would you graph this problem? What's the easiest way to graph y equals 2x minus 3? You go to negative 3 and you go up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1. Now, just lightly connect these dots. How would you graph the inverse of that? I would take these 3 ordered pairs and switch them. So, what's the inverse of 0, negative 3?
Negative 3 zeros.
Yep. What's the inverse of 1, negative 1?
Negative
Mhm.
1.
And what's the inverse of 2, 1?
Negative
There you go. The other way you could have done it was rewrite this and then graph it. You might find out that you're gonna see that your y-intercept, if you were to resolve this, if you were to write x equals 2y minus 3, you would add 3 and divide by 2. Everybody check this out. Your equation is y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2. And does that make sense if you get it 1/2? Sure does. Okay, how about the next one? 23. How do you graph y equals negative x? Well, that's this line right here. Y equals negative x is this line. So how would you graph the inverse of this? It would look like this. So all these points would be switched. Okay? What does y equals negative x squared look like? Everyone should be able to graph that. It's the parent function. So we have 0, 0. What's the inverse of 0, 0? 0, 0. Then we have negative 1, negative 1. So it would be, if you look at your orders, if you take your T-chart, you have negative 2, negative 4, you have negative 1, 0, 0, 1, negative 1, and 2, negative 4. You're going to switch these points around. So this one's going to be negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2. Then you have negative 1, negative 1. You have 0, 0. You have negative 1, 1. And you have negative 4, 1, 2, 3. Get this. What'd you say? No, and it's not a function. Now, could you do this one? How would you graph this one the easy way? This is a parabola and it's shifted 1 unit right. So 1 unit right is right here and it looks like this. So I want you to take these ordered pairs and you can make a T-chart if you want. And I want you to find the inverse. And again, no, this is not going to be a function either. So this ordered pair is negative 1, 4. Then we have 0, 1. We have 1, 0. We have 2, 1. And we have 3, 4. So if we switch all these, we have 4, negative 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1. 0, 1. 1, 0. 2, 1. So we have 4, -1. We have 1, 0. We have 0, 1, so we're like this. And, I lost my place. 2, 1, 2. And we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So there's that one. Hey, for homework, I need you to do the last 5 problems. They're asking you to find the inverse and the domain and the range. You're gonna do the whole kit and caboodle with these last 5 problems.